So YouTubers, today we're going to go to the range and we're going to test those Lee 358 158 grain semi-wide cutter tumble lube bullets that actually cast oval. As you saw in my previous video on this, we're going to go ahead and test those. What we did was we went ahead and tumble lubed those and loaded them using the Lee factory crimp die, which has a carbide insert that resizes the case below the crimp so that any irregularity in the bullet or case is straightened out completely so that there is no problem functioning. Well, if the rounds will function, let's see how accurate they'll shoot. We'll go to the range and do that. YouTubers, Fortune Cookie 45 LC coming to you from the Hot Lead Zone. We're at the range and we're going to test oval 358 158 grain semi-wide cutter tumble lube bullets that were cast from that new 6-cavity mold by Lee, but they're oval. At the widest point, these bullets are .361. We went ahead and loaded those with the 45-45-10 system of lubing, and went ahead and just loaded those without sizing. So the first good thing is they chamber, and so we'll go ahead and test them for accuracy. Well, it put the first 3 bullets in the same hole, and then it put the next 2 into the same hole, but a little bit away from the other 3. I'll show you the target in a little while, but at 12.5 yards, that's a pretty promising load. And these are with oval bullets. So there's the test group. It's about a little bit under an inch from a rest at 12.5 yards. So that'll shoot pretty decently at 25 also. There's my chronograph set up, and we'll show you what the readings were. So with the Winchester Model 94, there's 5 shots with that load, and it's an accurate load in the carbine. And we shot this offhand, just a kind of like 1 shot a second or 2, and it's a fun load.
I'm telling you, those are me.
We'll be shooting a lot of those. So Kerry had a very interesting little experiment, and he said, instead of shooting a playing card, why don't you try shooting a credit card? So he gave me one of his old credit cards that no longer is in use, and I put it in the target, and on the second shot with the 5.6 grains of Herco in the 38 special with the 158 grain Lee semi-wide cutter tumble lube bullet, second round we split the card. And this is what happens when you shoot a credit card with a 38 caliber bullet. So YouTubers, we're back home from the range. Just got done testing that new Lee 358 diameter 158 grain semi-wide cutter tumble lube bullet, and that's the one that was oval, and you saw how well it shot. But today I deliberately did not shoot jacketed ammo through the gun before I came home, and sure enough there was lead, some lead, not a lot, but some lead in the cylinder throats. You know how I don't like to do a lot of excess work getting that cleaned out. We used electric drill with a brass brush, and we ran that in there, chucked the rod in a brass brush in the electric drill and ran that in there about 10 seconds each cylinder, and when we did that, they're clean as a whistle. And you can see if we put light in like this that there's no lead in there. Now it took a little bit more time to use the brasso to get rid of the little burns on the front of the cylinder face, but you see the little bit that we didn't get off? Well, that's good. But now the barrel of the pistol. And let's see if you can see in there. If you look carefully, you'll see that there is some lead in there. right there where the forcing cone is. Now, if I didn't want to have a bad job cleaning that, I could have shot some jacketed ammo through that and made it a lot easier, but I wanted to show you how the difference is when you don't shoot jacketed ammo. After shooting lead bullets, you'll get some lead buildup. Well, we can clean that out, so we'll go ahead and do that. One way to do that is you get some of this lead remover cloth from Midway USA. You cut it into a strip and wrap it around a sub-caliber brass brush. And then you start running this back and forth in the barrel of your revolver or semi-auto pistol, and this is what happens. Now there you see the lead remover cloth being run back and forth in there, and we do use a bore guide. Of course, it's hard to do with a camera, but we have to run this about 50 times in there, so I won't bore you with that. So you see the difference? That is nice and clean now, and we like it. So that's a lot better now, but an alternate way to have done that would have been to have just taken this pistol out to the range next time and shot some jacketed ammo through there, say some jacketed Magnum rounds, and that would have cleaned it right up also. Lead bullets are a good way to go. Cast bullets are a very viable way to shoot, and the minor leading, that's called minor leading really. In fact, that bullet loaded with 5.6 grains of Herkel gives us a plus P loading in the 38 that gives us 984 feet per second chronographed from the 4 5/8 inch Ruger Blackhawk, and it gives us 1153 feet per second from the Winchester 94 carbine. That load is really a firecracker. So YouTubers, I'm pleased to report that that mold, that 6-cavity mold that casts these semi-wad cutter bullets, and they're oval, it's fine just the way it is. We can go ahead and tumble lube them with the 45-45-10. We can go ahead and load them. Just make sure we have a little bit excess flare, a little extra flare to the case mouth, so there's no problem seating the bullet. And we're in business, and the loads shoot just fine. No need to size the bullets, even though they're oval. So a little bit of the genius of Richard Lee there in that factory crimp die that Lee makes that no one else makes. Take care. We'll see you next video. Bye for now.